Warning, spoilers ahead. Celeste is a beautifully written game about Madeline, a girl who's determined to climb Celeste Mountain. Celeste is a difficult platformer with a compelling story. I fell in love with the game as soon as I started controlling Madeline. Celeste requires precise jumps and dashes and may be difficult, but the quick respawns allow you to jump back in action almost immediately. Celeste is full with content and kept me playing for hours and still wanting to play more. The game has an enormous amount of collectibles and secrets waiting to be discovered. On the mountain, she meets a mysterious woman that we nickname Grandma. She discourages Madeline by saying the mountain might be too much for her and makes poor Madeline's situation worse. And she also blinks one eye at a time. Celeste's gameplay is really fast, tight, and intense. Boss fights like these can really step up the gameplay with, instead of taking your time, you have to go fast, and sometimes this can be a bit stressful, but that adds up to the gameplay as you can experience what Madeline's feeling. So, we have 3 main moves: the dash, the jump, and the climb. With those 3 moves, we can do a bunch of techniques which make lots of different level designs. And those 3, you figure out the order you put them in, and it can make really tricky levels. So now, we're being chased by Madeline at the moment, and I'm going to go on who that is a bit later. And basically, every level there are a couple new mechanics. Like this level has the space thing, bubble, which I just went through, which basically extends your dash until you exit. So now this game's more precise than luck. So if you ever mess up, you know it's not the game's fault, it's your fault and you need to improve, which usually allows the players to be less frustrated at the game as they know they can improve on what they made. Right there you saw me just do a hyper dash, which is a move speedrunners use to go faster. Now with the dash, the jump, and the climb, there's some really cool speedrunning moves you can make up, like hyper dash and wave dash. On every level there's cool Easter eggs and hints which can enhance gameplay. Now a little bit about the story. While she is on her way, she encounters her inner demon, who is nicknamed Madeline. Madeline describes herself as the pragmatic part, but in reality, it drags Madeline down from her goals, and it displays her anxiety, depression, and self-doubt. This game does a wonderful job at discussing these issues, enough to make the story deep and beautiful, but not too much that it ruins the game. The music of Celeste is perfectly made, enhancing the experience of the player. The music can sometimes be uncomfortable and eerie, which makes you feel what Madeline is going through. Later through her journey, Madeline rides on a gondola, but when the gondola halts to the stop and Theo tries to repair it, the leather breaks and she starts to panic. Her inner demons reappear and Madeline is paranoid and struggles to breathe. Theo guides Madeline through by using a feather, which later becomes a new mechanic, which was a great idea from the developers. This cutscene deeply shows what Madeline is feeling and what she does to get through it. But now I'm going to shut up and let you listen to the cutscene. In a later chapter, Madeline thinks she has it all under control and tries to leave behind her issues and ignore them. It turns out all wrong for Madeline and she falls to the very bottom of the mountain. Celeste displays real-life issues that just can't be ignored and you have to confront them yourself. Next up, the Mirror Temple. The Mirror Temple is an amazingly designed chapter, from the music to the level design. The music is mostly uncomfortable and uneasy, with pitch black areas that cover the map. Your only sense of safety is when you light up a candle to light up the area. Statues and monsters give you a sense of danger, but nothing seems to threaten you yet. There are many signals in the Mirror Temple that give you a sense of danger and unease. The Mirror Temple makes you feel what Madeline is experiencing, and when I was playing, I was always on the edge of my seat waiting for something to happen. The big empty space feels lonely and hopeless. With so many paths in the maze, I was often lost and confused, just like Madeline. This is just some of the great level design Celeste has. As I slowly trudged on, I came across Theo, stuck in a glass with eyes staring at him. This represents being judged and watched through social media. That's exactly why I'm doing YouTube. The second part of the Mirror Temple is just as good. You come across these weird monsters that represent Madeline in some strange way, which I don't understand. They are called Seekers and they try to kill you. This all of them shifts the gameplay into fast-paced and intense. I was screaming like a little baby whenever one of the Seekers came nearby. My heart raced when I was playing through the Mirror Temple. The weird monsters looked creepy with multiple eyes and whenever they charged you with their jaws wide open. This gave me a great grasp about how Madeline felt during this chapter. If you just want more of a challenge, like me, you can try the Bside Levels. There is one cassette tape on each level that unlocks an even harder version of that level called the Bside Levels. B-sides have complex and intricate levels that are really fun to play and complete. They give you a great sense of pride once you finish them, and you can definitely brag about something to all your friends. Celeste is an awesome experience and I loved every single bit, from all the challenges to the wonderful story. The game even has an assist mode for some players who are struggling with the difficulty of Celeste, although personally I didn't use it. This game has instantly went into my top 5 most favorite games, and for the price of $30 Australian, I recommend it for all players. I rate it an honest 10 out of 10. Celeste is a masterpiece.